Well, it was a lot more competitive than people would have expected, but it still ended up being the same result. This is the Airborne Podcast. I'm your host, Ajith, and the Raptors iced the game with the SIAKAM 3, extend their winning streak to 8 against the Knicks, and they win this game 118-112. I'm not going to lie to you. I think compared to the first time they played them where they wiped them off the floor, the coaching change seems to have been a positive for the Knicks. They fired Fizdale, and now their coach is Mike Miller, and he happens to be a positive influence because they've been playing hard at home. Road is a different story, but at home they play competitive. They beat the Miami Heat at home this season, and Miami's second in the East right now. They're currently playing the Clippers. Hopefully they lose so that the Raptors can be tied for second place in the Eastern Conference. The Raptors extend their road winning streak to 6 as they head into San Antonio Sunday afternoon, trying to tie one of the franchise records for 7 total games won on the road. And we should win that game. We have a full healthy team now. We barely lost that game at home. It was a nail biter, and we owe them a loss. We owe them a home loss, and we should be able to take care of business, but we shall see. As for the Raptors, they look really good right now. They extend their winning streak to 6. And, yeah, they look good right now. Even though this was a tight game, and it was kind of like a back-and-forth thing. The Knicks were up 13 at one point in this game. The Raptors were up 12 at one point. The Raptors, they bent, but they did not break. And they've lost a couple games this season to teams that are under 500, but they were able to dodge a bullet tonight. We're going to break it all down for you right now, but PASCAL SIAKAM iced that game with that 3, showed everyone why he's an all-star starter, and congratulations to him. Kyle Lowry had an amazing performance today. He had a season-high 14 free throw attempts, made 13 of them. Could have went perfect, but missed one at the end of that game. And if he's not in the All-Star game this season, then whichever coaches are voting these players in, they don't know basketball, because he's been the straw that stirs the drink for this team. And they've done very well with him back in the lineup. He's been holding it down with all the injuries and keeping us afloat on top of the Eastern Conference. But yeah. Before I do get into the stats, though, I want to talk about the reason why the Knicks were even able to stay close in this game. It was highly competitive for majority of the game, and it had to do with the fact that the offensive rebounding has always been an issue for us, and just rebounding in general. And the Knicks have a lot of size. Taj Gibson, Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, Bobby Portis, all killed us in the paint tonight. They had like 23 points off of like 11 offensive rebounds. Something like that. But that's the reason why it was a lot closer than it should have been. And also, they had a Raptor killer tonight. Damian Dotson in the fourth quarter went off. He missed a couple free throws there, but he killed us with threes. Another thing I want to talk about the Knicks before I get into all the details about everything that went down in the game is they really suck with player development. The team has so many pieces that they drafted that they're not even using correctly. Kevin Knox, I barely saw him play today. He had his moments where he played. He had a bucket there. But him, Dennis Smith Jr., Frank Ntilikina, like none of them are getting actual legit minutes, and they're not letting them play through their mistakes. And these are players that they drafted. Like Dennis Smith Jr. was a player that they should have drafted over Ntilikina in 2017. But they decided to go with Ntilikina over Dennis Smith Jr. And then they traded their superstar Porzingis to get Dennis Smith Jr. in a trade from Dallas. And Dennis Smith Jr. was balling in Dallas before he got traded to the Knicks. I don't know what happened, but the kid's confidence is completely gone, and he's not getting any minutes. He looks like the shell. He looks like a shell of himself compared to how he was balling out in Dallas. Because he had a lot of good games against the Raptors. If you go back and look at some of the highlights from the 2017 year when he got drafted, he was killing the Raptors in different moments. Him and DeAndre Jordan had a lot of good plays. Even when he first got to New York, he had a lot of good plays with DeAndre Jordan on the Knicks, but especially Dallas if you go back and look at the highlights. Just want to put that out there. I just felt bad because I saw him warming up, but he didn't even get any minutes on the floor tonight, and I was trying to figure out why. I'm pretty sure he wasn't injured. I know RJ Barrett didn't play tonight because he's sitting out with an ankle injury. And the other Canadian also, I forgot his name, but both of them are out with injury tonight. But in that first quarter, though, the Raptors started off with back-to-back... Wow. English, please. So the Raptors started off with back-to-back buckets from PASCAL SIAKAM to put them up 4-0, and they come back and hit a 3. But all in all, that quarter was the Knicks' quarter. That was the Knicks' quarter because they went on an 11-0 run at one point in that game. And the total run in that quarter was an 18-2 run, and they were up as much as, I believe, 13. And the Raptors were horrible. They were down 8 in that quarter. They got outscored 28-20. And the Raptors only shot 33% from the field, 22% from beyond the arc. And the Knicks shot 46% from the field and 36% from beyond the arc. But the Raptors, like I said, they trailed by as much as 13 points. But then they go on a 13-0 run. And they come back, they catch up in the game. They go up by 3 at one point, 53-50. And Bobby Portis hits a floater to end that run. Referees made a really bad call in that second quarter where it should have been an and one, but PASCAL got called for offensive foul. They wanted to review it. Get a coach's challenge going, but it was a little too late. And that was like a 5-point swing because we got the offensive foul call, and then Marcus Morris went on the other end and hit a 3 and put them up 2, 53-51. And then Steady Freddy comes back and hits a 3, and then he puts us back up by 1, 54-53. But it was just a back-and-forth affair, literally, in that first half. And like I said, like the second chance points, the offensive rebounds, New York was killing us. Hence why they were so, close in the game and why they even got a big lead to begin with. Raptors shot 49% from the field in that second quarter going into halftime and shot 41% from beyond the arc at halftime. So their shooting definitely went up. They shot a lot better, hence why they were able to catch up and get the game as close as they did and go up by 3 points at halftime, 56-53. Knicks, though, shot 45% from the field and 36% from beyond the arc at halftime. Third quarter comes, Raptors go hot. They get hot. Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet hit back-to-back threes, put them up by 9. And I think Alfred Payton came back and I think he got a floater and one, but he missed a free throw. But then PASCAL comes back and hits a little turnaround and one jumper. Well, he hits a jumper, and then he gets an and one after that. And the Raptors start the quarter on an 11-2 run. Then Reggie Bullock comes back. He hits a 3 to end that run. And the Knicks somehow come out of nowhere and go on their own 10-0 run. But Marc Gasol ends that run with a 3. And then Nick Nurse uses his coaching challenge for a play where Kyle Lowry took a charge on Julius Randle, but they called it a block. And it was a successful challenge. It was a charge. The referee was trying to explain to Kyle Lowry why it was a block, but once the call got overturned, then Kyle Lowry went over and started explaining to the ref why it was a charge. But in that fourth quarter, though, going into the fourth quarter, the Raptors, I believe, were 1 second. Yeah, the Raptors were up, I believe. 85-79 going into the fourth quarter. So they were up 6. And in the second quarter, they outscored the Knicks 36-25. And again, in that third quarter, they outscored the Knicks 29-26 to go into that fourth quarter with a 6-point lead. But after that, the Knicks somehow got a spark from Damian Dotson, Marcus Morris as well. Even Julius Randle had some good plays in that fourth quarter, and they were just fighting throughout the whole game. But Norman, to start the quarter, Norman hit a 3, and also to end the quarter, Norman hit a 3 in that third quarter. And the 3 he hit to start the fourth quarter, if you saw that pass that Fred VanVleet dropped, it was like a nice left-handed pass across, like literally to the corner pocket from one side of the court to the other. And it was absolute beauty. But then after that play, Norman Powell hits Rondae Hollis-Jefferson with a nice little split pass through the defense for an easy dunk. And all in all, the Raptors took care of business. I mean, even though they let New York get back in the game in that fourth quarter, they stayed composed. They showed their championship, type play, and they didn't crack under pressure. They stuck with it. They knew what formula they needed to use to win the game. And they knew down the stretch that they would come up with more positive plays than the New York Knicks. And when it came down to like pressure situations, they know the young players the Knicks have never been in that situation, so they won't be as composed as the Raptors. And the Raptors, they took care of business. SIAKAM, like I said, hit that dagger 3 to put them up 6, 115-109. And Kyle Lowry did his thing going to the line and taking care of business. Took care of all the free throws. I'm surprised. Usually when he gets that many attempts, which he never really does, he doesn't make a lot of them. But tonight, he was 13 of 14. I believe that was like 96% from the free throw line. We're going to get into the individual stats, though, and break it down for you. Actually, you know what? Let me break down the team stats for the final, with the final score. Yeah, so as a team, the Raptors, to finish the game, they went from 33% in that first quarter to finish the game shooting 51% from the field. The Knicks shot 49% from the field for the game, but the Raptors were 41 of 81 from the field, and the Knicks were 42 of 85. Three-pointers, Raptors shot 22% in that first quarter, and they ended up shooting 17 of 35 from beyond the arc for 49%. The Knicks shot 13 of 36 from beyond the arc for 36%. Free throws, Raptors, they killed it tonight. They did miss 4, but they were 19 of 23 from the line for 83%, which is somewhere around their season average as a team. And the Knicks shot 15 of 21 for 71% from the field. I'm sorry, from 71% from the free throw line. Rebounding, told you Knicks had our number tonight, 46 to 31. They were plus 15 on the boards. Offensive rebounds, it was 14 of 5 for the Knicks. They were plus 9. Assists, they had 26, we had 25, so they were plus 1. Steals, we were 10 to 5, so we were a plus 5. Blocks, we were 6 to 4, we were a plus 2. Turnovers, we had 7, they had 14, so we were a plus 7. God damn. That has to be a season high, right? Or a season low, whatever, however you want to look at it or interpret it. But 7 turnovers? I mean, I haven't seen those kind of numbers in a while. They've had like 10, 12, 13, 9, even maybe. But 7? That's extremely low. So like I said, they had 7 turnovers. Knicks had 14. They were plus 7 on turnovers. And personal fouls, we had 20. They had 21. Stats-wise, though, PASCAL did lead the way with 23 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists in 33 minutes. 9 of 15 from the field, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 2 of 5 from the three-point line with 1 block, 3 turnovers. OG Anunoby didn't really have a great game. He hasn't really had like I think his last 3 games he scored in single digits. But he hit a really clutch 3 today when we were tied 103 all to put us up 106-103. So when he showed up in a big moment tonight, so that came up clutch for us. And he had a key steal too at one point towards the end of that game. But in 26 minutes, he had 7 points, 2 rebounds, no assists, 3 of 7 from the field, no free throw attempts, 1 of 2 from 3, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 turnover. Marcus didn't have a great offensive night. Going to cut him some slack because last game against Philly, he was perfect from the field with 17 points. Tonight, in 30 minutes, he only had 6 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 of 5 from the field, 2 of 4 from the free throw line. 2 of 5 from the field, 0 of 0 from the free throw line, so no free throw attempts. But he was 2 of 4 from the three-point line. And he had 1 turnover, no blocks, no steals. Kyle Lowry, 35 minutes, should be going back to the All-Star game for the 6th time in a row. He should be going back for the 6th straight year. Coaches need to vote him in because he means everything to this team. And in 35 minutes, he scored 26 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 of 12 from the field, 13 of 14 from the free throw line, 3 of 8 from the three-point line with 4 steals, a block, and 3 turnovers. Fred VanVleet, 39 minutes, 16 points, no rebounds, 9 assists, 6 of 12 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 3 of 7 from the three-point line with 1 steal and no turnovers. Oh, never mind. I think I said Kyle Lowry had 3 turnovers. Both him and VanVleet had absolutely no turnovers. 0 for the game, each. Norman Powell didn't continue his 20-point streak tonight. I believe it was at 5 games. But that came to an end tonight because he only had 16 points. They took him out a little earlier than usual. Probably because he had a little stretch there where he wasn't doing anything. But he played 25 minutes. He scored 16 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 of 11 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 3 of 5 from the three-point line, with 1 steal and 1 turnover. Serge Ibaka had a Shaq in the Fool moment with the little Euro step off the glass. Didn't even touch rim. But in 20 minutes, he scored 14 points, no rebounds, no assists, 6 of 11 from the field, no free throw attempts, 2 of 2 from 3, and he had 2 blocks, no steals, no turnovers. Damn, no rebounds, no assists? I mean, that probably hasn't happened in a while. I wish I could go back and check and see when the last time he had those type of stats. Just 14 points and nothing else? Actually, 14 points and 2 blocks. Rondae, 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 19 minutes, 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, no 3-point attempts. He had 2 steals, a block, 4 turnovers. Or, sorry, not 4 turnovers, 4 fouls. And Terrence Davis, 13 minutes, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 of 3 from the field, no free throw attempts, 1 of 2 from 3, and 1 steal, 1 turnover. Those are your Raptors stats. And the Knicks, Julius Randle, 34 minutes. He had 20 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 7 of 15 from the field, 5 of 7 from the free throw line, 1 of 4 from the three-point line, 1 steal, 3 blocks, 3 turnovers. Marcus Morris Sr., 37 minutes, 21 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 7 of 15 from the field, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 3 of 8 from the three-point line. No blocks, no steals, 1 turnover. Elfrid Payton, 35 minutes, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 11 assists, 5 of 11 from the field, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 1 of 3 from the three-point line, 2 steals, 3 turnovers. Reggie Bullock, 22 minutes, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 of 8 from the field, no free throw attempts, 3 of 7 from the three-point line, no blocks, no steals, no turnovers. Bobby Portis, 27 minutes, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 of 8 from the field, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 1 of 3 from the three-point line, with 3 turnovers. Dotson, 27 minutes, 21 points, 1 rebound, no assists, 7 of 10 from the field, 3 of 5 from the free throw line, 4 of 7 from the three-point line with 1 steal, 2 turnovers, and he killed us in that fourth quarter. He's the reason why they were close, like I mentioned earlier. Mitchell Robinson, 22 minutes, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Perfect from the field, 3 of 3. No free throw attempts, no three-point attempts, no steals, 1 block, and that's it for him. And everyone else was pretty irrelevant. Taj Gibson, 12 minutes, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 of 5 from the field. No free throw attempts, no three-point attempts, 1 steal. And that's all she wrote. But yeah, those are the stats. And the Knicks, like I said, put up an effort. Better than the first time they played us this season. We're 2-0 against them. Like I mentioned earlier, we have an 8-game winning streak against them. A 6-game road streak right now, going to San Antonio tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, sorry, Sunday afternoon. And we play the Spurs at 4 o'clock on Sunday. And we go in with a 6-game road winning streak, trying to extend it to 7. We also have an overall winning streak right now of 6, trying to extend that to 7. And hopefully we can retaliate, get redemption for that first loss we had against them not too long ago. That's going to do it for now. Hope you all enjoyed this podcast. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Show your boy that love. And if you want to support the channel, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to click the bell notification so you know when I post my post-game podcast episodes. But yeah, till Sunday afternoon, stay blessed, stay woke, and peace!